Okay, fifth grade. Today we're going to do a lesson on fractions. It's going to seem like it's really quick, but it's more of an overview of some of the things that you should already know from fifth grade. I'm sorry, from fourth grade. We're going to look at what is a fraction, parts of a fraction. We're going to look at mixed numbers, and then something new. We're going to look at prime and composite. So there really isn't anything for you to do necessarily, or anything for you to turn in. This is more of lots of notes and lots of listening so that you can hear some of the breakdowns on fractions, okay? So again, like I said, it's a lot of notes. So we're going to look at a fraction overview. So these are things that we should already know about fractions. So I'm not going to spend a whole lot of time on it. If you do have questions, please let me know because I want to make sure that you understand this before we move on. So we have the numerator and the denominator. Fractions are division. If you look at this numerator over denominator, it looks like this, doesn't it? Very similar to the division symbol because it's fractions. Okay, fractions you can divide. Okay, so fractions are the same as division. Some of the things we already know: the numerator is the part, the denominator is the whole. This fraction in particular, most fractions are less than 100. I'm sorry, less than 1. Okay, so that number is less than 1, 2/5. Unless it is a mixed fraction. Okay, so you can pause it if you want, and you can go ahead and take these notes, and then I'm going to move it down. Okay. Then the next part we have here are mixed fractions. So we're going to talk about what mixed fractions are. Mixed fractions, it's a fraction that includes a whole number. So for example, you see 2 and 2/5. 2 is considered the whole number because I have two wholes. 2/5 is the fraction. So you probably remember doing fractions maybe with pizzas or things like that. So we can think of this as two whole pizzas and then 2/5 of the pizza. This mixed number indicates that there are two wholes and 2/5. I'm not very good at drawing. You will come to find out as we progress with math, but I do my best. So what that means is I have two whole pizzas that I shaded in. Each pizza has 5 parts, right, to make the whole. So there are 5 parts. But this one right here, only 2/5 of the pizza am I going to shade. So I'm indicating two wholes, two whole pizzas, and then 2/5. Okay, so that is what mixed fractions are. These are going to come in later on in our lessons. So again, you can go ahead and pause it, finish taking the notes, and then we're going to move on. Okay, the next thing we're going to talk about are prime and composite numbers. You have this chart. I gave this to you guys. Some of you still don't have it, and if you don't have it, don't worry about it. I'm still trying to find out how I can get you guys some of this stuff. I can send it to you if you want a copy. If your parents can make a copy for you, you can definitely do that. Or you can simply just write the numbers. I know it would take forever. Maybe don't write them. But this is just a quick look that you can see what prime and composite numbers are. And we're going to discuss what they actually are. So lots of notes coming up. What is prime and composite? So the first one we're going to look at, I'm going to remove my pen in case you want to pause and you can take notes. So the first one is prime number. A prime number is a number that only has 2 factors, 1 and itself. So for example, the number 11, when I multiply 2 factors are numbers you multiply to get a product. So the factors here are 1 and 11. I get the product of 11, okay? And that means that because it's prime, there are no more factors I can multiply that will give me 11. Okay, there are no more whole numbers, no more factors that I can multiply to give me 11. That's it. So other examples of prime numbers, if I have my chart, if I look back at my chart, prime numbers are kind of like the shaded number. So there's 11. 13 is another number. So that means that the only factors that I can multiply together to get a product of 13 or to get the answer of 13 is 1 times 13. That's it. You can't multiply anything else. This is going to come in handy when we really start digging into fractions. The next one we have are composite numbers. Composite numbers are numbers with more than two factors, okay? So one of the things I don't want you to get confused, a lot of students do, prime and composite numbers have nothing to do with being even or odd. It has everything to do with the factors. This is why it's important for you to know those math facts, okay? So for example, 24. 24 has several factors that I multiply to get the product of 24. For example, 12 times 2 is 24. 6 times 4 is 24. 8 times 3 is 24. 1 times 24 is 24. All of these numbers, 12, 2, 6, 4, 8, 3, 1, and 24, those are all factors of 24. So if I look at my prime and composite chart here, the numbers that are not shaded, these are numbers that have more than two factors. Now notice, here's 15. 15 is odd, 14 is an even number. So again, it has nothing to do with it being even or odd. It has to do with the number of factors that they have, okay? Now, composite number must have two factors or must have two or more factors. Here's some fun facts for you. I'm going to push this down so you can pause it if you want to finish taking the rest of your notes. The number one, it's neither prime nor composite because it only has one factor, 1 times 1. So even though you see two factors here, it's the same number, okay? So that tells me it's only got one factor, and it's the same number, which is 1. So 1 is not prime nor composite. The number 2, it's the only even prime number, okay? So you can't say that all prime numbers are odd because 2 is not an odd number. I said this earlier, factors are numbers that you multiply to get a product. So for example, 4 times 2 equals 8. 4 and 2 are the factors, 8 is the product. So again, I know it's a lot of notes. I know it's a lot to take in. If you have to watch the video a couple times, please do that because we are definitely going to be talking about these terms again.